Welcome to Not By Bread Alone. Today I'm making a recipe that you would have for breakfast. It's an easy recipe that you could make ahead of time. You could make it the day before and just reheat it up. But it's the way I'm making it today. It can be used for a quick breakfast. You can heat one up and you can eat it actually on your way to work if you need to, if you're running late for work. Kids could take them with them and eat one on the way to school if they need to. But today I'm making some little quiche cups. Many years ago, my mama Kay, she made me quiche for the first time that I'd ever had it. And I thought, I'd heard a lot of hype about it, but never had it. And I had hers and I fell in love with it. Best quiche I've ever had. Never been able to duplicate it, but I do my best. But today I'm making mini quiche cups. And so just bare few ingredients is all it takes. So one of the things that we're going to use today are bell peppers. Now bell peppers, you can get them in green, yellow, orange, and red. With the orange and the red being the sweetest, and the green really isn't sweet, but it is still good for something that you can eat either raw or you can eat them cooked as well. But today I am using a combination of the green, the yellow, and the red. So the first thing that we are going to do, we do spinach. You'll want to get a 10-ounce package of spinach. I usually buy the frozen spinach, and you let it thaw, and then you want to drain the water out of it. And so that is our first thing that we're going to just toss right here in our bowl. Okay, and the second thing that we use, we're going to add the egg in there. And it calls for 2 cups. Well, I use egg beaters, so that is equal to about 8 eggs. So, and everything, all you need is 1 bowl to make this up. And I mean, how much easier can you get than that, right? All right. Okay, and now for our bell peppers. Bell peppers, like I said, I'm using the 3 different kinds, and I need my chopper. Can I have a chopper, a knife to chop my bell peppers a little better? That will work just fine. Always seems like I forget at least one thing. Today apparently it is my knife. So anyways, we're just going to chop up our bell peppers just a little bit better. Like I said, I'm using the combination of the yellow, red, and the green. That way you have a variety of flavor there in your bell peppers. You got a little bit of sweet, and all the way down to the green, which a little bit more bitter tasting, but it sure adds a lot of good flavor to it. Okay, it looks like that should do there. And then we're just gonna mix that into our egg and our spinach like that. Just mix that up a little bit there. Okay, and then my last ingredient that I'm going to add is cheese. I just use some sliced cheese, or shredded cheese rather, and you're going to add like about 3/4 cups in there. I usually add a little bit more because I'm just kind of a cheeseaholic sort of thing. And then we'll mix that up. Now you can also add other things, if you want to add a little ham, little bacon bits, something like that. Those are always good in that too. Look at that. And just to season a little bit, I'll throw in a little salt and the pepper. You know, when I was learning how to cook, you know, that's the way it was. You just measure out your teaspoons and whatnot in your hand. You don't need the actual spoon to do that in. Other times the cups and whatnot is a guess. But anyways, okay, so we're gonna get that all mixed up in there like that. And using the 3 different colors of bell pepper, it really makes for a nice, attractive looking color. It makes it a little more colorful than just the plain old yellow and green. Okay, so now all we have to do is we're going to spray our cups, and I just use your standard cupcake pan. And you're going to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, then you just spoon this in to each of your little cups. My husband and I will make these, and we will take one, especially on a nice cool morning like it was this morning, and we'll get our coffee and go sit out front and enjoy one of these with our coffee. It's quick, it's easy. Like I said, you can store them in the fridge, make them the day before, and then just reheat them. Okay, I think we just about got it there. Okay, very good. Very good. And then if you like, you can add a little bit more cheese on top. Now, if anything, it's more so for looks for when it comes out and it gets served. Just looks a little nicer, a little fresher. And the cheese I'm using is a Colby Jack, so it's a mixture of the 2 different cheeses there. All right, there we go. There we go. So the quiche cups, they are ready for the oven. And so you'll cook them at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. You might want to check them at 25, depending on your oven's temperature. So once you do that, then we will have our completed cooked quiche cup. They're very tasty and they're very good for breakfast or maybe just for a snack. Okay, so thank you for joining me today, and please always remember to taste and see that the Lord is good.